YouTube star PewDiePie gets robbed. Now, this is kind of a weird thing for me. So let me actually go to my Windows here so I possibly can find it. So this is very interesting to me because now this kind of makes me want to actually be very careful. So with that, it's a major thing that now that this is an issue. Now it says popular YouTube PewDiePie, whose real name is Felix Gielberg, or Kielberg, or was allegedly victim of robbery, and his wife Marcia says stole most of her prized personal possessions. According to one of Gielberg's Instagram posts, about 90% of her valuables were stolen during her home invasion. Our house was broken into and they took 90% of my valuables, from my jewelry to luxury goods and special items I've been collecting over. It's all gone. I know it's very materialistic and should be happy with what I have left, but I can't hide the stock and sadness with all being taken away just like that. She wrote in the post, our house was broken into, they took 90% of our valuables from jewelry, blah blah blah. It's very material. Okay, so they did that. Okay, so a couple of fans responded with the news with a outpouring of support and criticism of robbery. A lot of people just talked about, there's a lot of things, who people actually just they offered people for advice, or even got to a point where they said, we feel bad for them, I hope they're okay. Now, here's my major problem. Now it kind of actually puts me to a point where it's now if I get to a certain point in YouTube, will I have to go ahead and put that safety, or put that idea of safety into my head, where I have to actually go ahead and find a way to make myself safer? I know I'm not even that big of a YouTuber. I only have 400 subscribers, and thank you guys for helping us get over there. But the problem is, nowadays people tend to do things like swatting. People tend to do things like give out basic information about other people, and it's absolutely ridiculous now, because people are gonna go ahead and even make it to a point where it's you know what, this is what happens when you act like this or that, because they're gonna base it off of PewDiePie's past, and I would say based off the things like him saying the N-word, and him and a basic connection of that shooter where he said subscribe to PewDiePie while before shooting up a school. That's something that's actually a weird thing about it. People are gonna go ahead and say that the robbing was deserved, or he's gonna be he makes a lot of money, he can go ahead and replace all that stuff. This is the thing. Now, I don't support PewDiePie on what he did with the N-word. That's not my thing. He did get on to apologize, so I'm okay, he apologized for it, let the guy slide, let him go ahead and deal with it, because most people won't get on the internet to apologize. I would say when it comes to things like the shooter, it's saying subscribe to PewDiePie, a lot of people have been doing that nowadays, and he shouldn't be linked to that. That should be a major thing about it. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be assholish and say, he deserves that because of those situations. Now, here's what my problem is. People are going to say that, but that's a major thing that could happen to anybody, and that's not good for anybody. A couple of things can happen within the scenario that can happen. Let's say, God forbid, possibly, Felix or PewDiePie was actually, in the midst of actually carrying. I don't know if he carries. I don't know if he owns a gun or he has a license for a gun. That's not my place to say. That could lead to a thief being killed, a person being killed, and that could lead to mental scarring, especially now that their prized possessions were stolen, leaves mental scarring. Or, PewDiePie and Marcia could have been found dead, which is another thing that's a major issue. The idea of even stuff being stolen from the house, or even that their house has been broken into, is a major issue as well. Now, now, because I know a lot of people will say that he deserves it, which kind of boggles my mind. It's like, nobody deserves that under the sun. Nobody in the world deserves that in any type of way to be broken into, because of the fact that, you know, like, even as much as I hate like people like Logan Paul or Jake Paul, like, as much as I despise them, I wouldn't want no like pain or like anything, or like anything against their health or anything bad against them. You know, it's stuff like that that will cause a lot of issues for people, and I don't get why that's just an okay thing for people to do. Like, I don't understand, like, you know, things are tough out there. Like, I understand, like, things are very difficult out there, but then you have to go ahead and take away from other people who busted their asses, or who work so hard to get to get where they're at, or to get what they want because of that. That's what the problem is with thieving. It's pathetic. It's sad. You know, like, if you want to get something out there, if you want to go ahead and live your life, or you want to like make your life a lot better, by all means go ahead and resort to doing it in the best way. Don't resort to things like thieving or murdering or any of that sense. Especially now, since he's been robbed, he might end up thinking of relocating, which could possibly be a thing, which could definitely be a thing. I would recommend that. Or he would end up causing or having to do things like, you know, having to hire a private investigator, which will be even worse, excuse me. Or he could start carrying, and that could lead to people getting killed, and then even killing someone in self-defense could still leave mental scarring. So that's a major thing. I would like to say to PewDiePie, you know, I hope everything is all right. I hope everything is fine. I don't, honestly, I can't even begin to understand what they went through, but I really do hope that, you know, everything is okay. I really hope that, you know, Marcia is all right. I really hope that, you know, that everything is fine, and I do wish them the best. But guys, this was another episode of the EHG podcast. By all means, go to PewDiePie's channel. Go ahead and subscribe to him. You know, show him support. He is a major reason on why some of us actually still do these walkthroughs, do these videos, because a lot of people did not make it a big thing until he started making it a big thing. So with that, I would like to say, please subscribe to his channel. Make sure to subscribe to the EHG community. Definitely turn on your notifications when we get new streams and new videos set out. And definitely join us on our Facebook group, our Discord channel. Subscribe to our moderators, and make sure to support our sponsors. But this is your boy CrazyMaze98, aka Nicholas Morales, founder of the EHG community. And stay tuned for another episode of the EHG podcast.